What's up, everybody? How's it going tonight? Thanks for tuning in this evening. It's nice to see you guys. We got, let's see, 6 folks here or so. I know S was here early. Thanks for stopping by, S. Brian P. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping in. Dragon Lair, Patrick, always nice to have you. Geek Boy, Riddle, Fish Guy Nick, Deborah Lewis. Hey. How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well tonight. What's happening? What's happening with everybody? What you guys been up to? It's Tuesday, so we're starting to get into the week here. How you guys been? What's anything cool happen over the weekend, or did you guys pick up any cool stuff? Let's see. Let me know. Lurkin Roundhouse is here. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. We don't have too many people here yet. There's always time. It's still early. Rockford is here despite the name change. What's up? Schoolwork and more schoolwork. I hear you. You're getting ready to graduate, man. You're getting close. How much do you probably have? Let's see. It's halfway through April. You probably got 3-4 weeks left, don't you, Nick? Gotta be about there. So anyway, looks like so I know if you watched my last video, then you'll know what I've been up to. Sunday, my kiddo and I drove about an hour and a half to the south to a swap meet down in Omaha, Nebraska, and that's kind of be what we'll talk about a little bit this evening. We're going to talk about swap meets, some tips and tricks, what you can expect if you have been to one, if you've been to one recently, like post-COVID. What have you noticed that people have any changes in place? Tease Fish Tanks, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Cooper Aquatics, howdy. Hope you're doing well, man. We're just kind of hanging out while people slowly trickle in here. And then tonight, the main topic this evening is going to be swap meets. Senioritis. I hear you, Nick. Senioritis is a tough one to fight with. But you're getting close. You're almost there. Do you have any plans for afterwards just yet? I mean, getting to the end of the year can sometimes be tough, and sometimes I know when I graduated college, I didn't have a job lined up quite yet. Didn't really have any internships going, so I was up in the air on what I was going to do, just kind of chasing whatever jobs I could find. And fortunately, there were some little tweener jobs here and there, but we got by, and now I'm in a pretty good spot. Pose, hey Pose, drive safe. New fish. Once you get home, let me know what you got. New fish are always fun. I got some new fish. You guys probably got a short glimpse at them. Not a good look yet, but you got an idea what I got. Tony Danford, hello. Sandy Dowdy's in the house. Thanks, Sandy. Nice to see you tonight. Patty, always a pleasure to have Patty around. So we're starting to. We got about 15 people here, so hopefully we get some new faces tonight. If not, that's just fine. I like you guys all the same. I did notice that the old stats are changing as we go here, so we might hit 400. Yes, just yet. I see 397. Like I said, if we hit 400, we'll give away some goodies. That's always fun. Everybody likes free stuff. S asked is, how's the CIA doing these days? CIA is doing fine. I get to do my job tomorrow. I don't always get to do my job, but tomorrow I get to go cruise around for a little while. And the weather should work out. The weather here has been pretty nice. Last week we kind of hung out in the mid 40s, maybe hit 50 degrees or so. Monday we woke up to snow. Didn't stick around too long, and it's supposed to slowly improve. So spring is here. Spring is finally here. Things are getting better. And with better weather, people are anxious to get out of the house and post the things that have been going on in the world. things are ready to get out and mingle again. And as a result, the swap meet that I attended Sunday was happening. It was busy. So we have a couple more minutes here. I noticed people are still trickling in, so we'll give it a few minutes yet, and then we'll really jump into things. But thanks a ton. If you guys haven't already, if you don't mind, share the link to the old stream. It would be much appreciated. Invite some friends. Let's see how many folks we can crowd into here tonight. I know this time frame is kind of getting crowded. So I appreciate you guys stopping in to chat fish. Loria, what's up? Hey, howdy. Hope you're doing well. Angus is here. Let's have a kegger. I'm down. You don't have to ask me twice there. Pick your flavor and let me know when and where, and we'll make it happen. John Oliver. Hey, John. How's it going? Bottom Brothers. Priscilla said she is lurking. So Priscilla may join us later. Sometimes you plan things out and then life gets in the way, so that's okay. If Priscilla can join us, great. If not, that's okay too. That's all right. Sandy said in Ontario they have a stay-at-home order. That's not any fun. So hopefully you guys are staying safe. I haven't looked at much of the news up there that direction much, Sandy. I don't know much about the statistics, but I hope you are doing all right up there. So take care. Do what you can, and once things open up back there, I know you guys have been a little more strict up there than we have been, down south here a little bit. But I hope you guys are taking good care of yourselves and doing okay. Water changes. I said water changes. I did a water change on the 125 earlier. It's been a couple weeks. I was slacking, but life was just busy. I had to swap meet this past weekend. My wife and I had a little fun date night Friday night. So we got to the house for date night, and Sunday was the swap meet, of course. So it's been busy. So finally got around to changing the water, and now I'm here. Beer drinking fish keepers. Water changes is the best times for that, Patrick. You should know that. Water changes are a great time. It's kind of like grilling. Grilling itself isn't that exciting, but it's the activities that you do while you're grilling that can be the most fun sometimes. Water change tomorrow. Snow coming. Get out of here. 4 to 6 inches. Had enough. Pass. Hey, Tease. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your dinner, late night snack, whatever it may be, and have a good night. We will see you later. But I appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping to say hi, chatting for a couple minutes. Every little bit has helped. Dragon City likes whiskey. I'm not a whiskey guy, Dragon. I'll have a scotch every now and then, but I'm not a huge whiskey guy. So, like Oshentoshen is a pretty good little scotch that I'll sip on occasionally with friends. I don't really drink a ton of liquor around the house. So mostly just a beer here and there, a cold beverage, a stout guy really. So stouts, porters, the darker the better. Usually it's pretty good stuff. So this past the last 5-10 years where everybody's cranking out IPAs, I haven't been super excited, but some of those breweries are making some pretty good darker beers. Vodka and Mountain Dew. Wow, sounds like a heart attack if I ever heard one. Uppers and downers at the same time. They're Rockford. Moonshine. Nope, not this guy. Not for me. No thanks. But anyway, let's get on with the show. Let's talk about things that matter a little bit more. So congrats, Tony. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's something to be proud of. 10 years is no small feat. Neither is quitting at all. I just enjoy a casual drink here and there myself. Nothing too crazy. Try to stay out of trouble. Let's talk about swap meets. As you guys know, or potentially know, you know, this past Sunday I went down to a swap meet provided by the Nebraska Aquarium Society that's based more or less out of Omaha, Nebraska. Pretty good group of folks running it. It's not really an older club, I guess, really. It's somewhat new within the past several years here, but they're cruising pretty well. They've got a Facebook page here. Oops. Duck some of this stuff out of here. I got a couple pictures from the swap meet that I shared in my video with their permission, of course. Yeah, it's a little group. They got freshwater and saltwater based out of Omaha, Nebraska. But a good group of folks. Anyway, so they announced that they were having a swap meet, and so I didn't have a ton of time in advance that I knew that I was going to go. I just knew about, you know, last weekend I kind of made the decision to go ahead and press, and all I had at the time was a bunch of plants. So I trimmed the 125, and my little guy who's 6 and I drove down to Omaha, Nebraska, and we attended the swap meet that they had at it ended up being at a firefighters hall there. So this was kind of when I walked in. They were getting things set up there, and then shortly after, it looked like this. So there were probably, I think they had maybe 20 vendors or so, including myself. I was a vendor, but I took, like I said, maybe 350, 400 stems and a couple other swords out of my 125. And so I took a bunch of plants, traded a bunch, sold a bunch. If you watch the video, you know what I got in return. And Rico said 402. I haven't even been watching the stats, Rico. Let's take a look quick. I'll update it over here. 402 is pretty awesome. And it does look like 402. So thanks for your guys' help. We did hit 400 tonight. So that's pretty exciting. So I think, just for me, just for the stream tonight, we'll go ahead and we'll see if we can figure out something to give away in about 45 minutes, so that when the top of the hour rolls around, we'll see what we can find, and somebody will take some freebies home. In the meantime, so this Rico stand fella here actually happens to hit 400 just the other day too. So I did post his link down there. If you're not subscribed to Rico Stan, go check him out. Pretty good dude. He likes to get to know people one-on-one. So if you enjoy getting to know, the people that are in the family, and that you might see, interact as part of the FishFam or just on the FishTube scene, check out Rico Stan. 400 is no small feat, and he definitely deserves it. Super good dude. And he and I are actually talking, since we both hit 400 now. Pretty big deal, right? Not huge by any means, but pretty exciting stuff. I think we're going to do like a joint stream where maybe one of us, we jump on one stream for an hour or so one night, jump over to the other, and we'll both, it won't be a party. Maybe could turn into a party. Depends on how many people show up. But we'll have fun with it. We'll see if we can give some stuff away and play some sort of, we'll do some trivia or something cool. It'll be a fun time. Scott's Aquatics is here. What's up, Scott? Thanks for swinging by. Free stuff. Bob Willer's ears always perk up when people mention free stuff. I don't know about a new car, but free stuff is pretty cool. Loria thinks we need to do a duet. Rico, how do you feel about that? I'm not saying it's entirely out of the question, but don't get your hopes up too much. Maybe not so much your hopes, but your expectations. Don't expect a whole lot. So anyway, like I said, so we went down to Omaha, me and the kiddo. We went down to Omaha and played the swap meet game, and you actually, I don't know if you can see this here or not. A couple windows open. But my I was set up kind of right on this corner with a couple of friends of mine, one from over in Iowa, another one from Council Bluffs, so just right next to Omaha there. And we had, I had a bunch of plants. One of my friends had a bunch of fish that he had bred, some pretty uncommon cribs. He has a Subocellatus matati and Mwanda, so he has this separate breeding groups. So Matati is a collection point, Mwanda is another collection point, and there's subtle differences. He can pick them out. I'm not a huge crib guy myself, but he can ID them. So he had both of those off, which is pretty awesome. He had some blue Moscows that are probably some of the nicest guppies I've seen personally with my own 2-eyeballs in a long time, and some black Moscows. And then another friend, the third guy that I shared the little booth with, had some bristle noses, long fins, some blue shrimp, red shrimp, yellow shrimp, and what else? Some assassin snails. So we had a pretty good little table to offer there. And then, of course, if you saw my video about the swap meet, then you'll know what I brought home. And if you haven't seen that yet, I will share that link so you can open that in a new tab or do with it what you will. Check that out later. And in this video, I do show you what I got. And so you get a little bit of a look at it. You don't get a good look. I'm actually working on, so that's part 1. I'm working on part 2, where you can get a better look at what all I grabbed with a little bit of close-up video as I actually unbag stuff. So that's cool. That's fun stuff. Again, you can view that there. So neat stuff there. Don't go breaking my heart. Who's gonna break whose heart here, Rico? All right, Rico will be back. We'll see in a minute, Rico. We'll figure it out. What do you guys think Rico and I should do for? We both kind of started this adventure about the same time. We haven't streamed together yet, so we're planning on it. But what would you guys like to see? What would be your idea of a good time to celebrate? You get a car, everyone gets a car. Not on this budget. Not on this budget, Tony. Unless you want the Hot Wheels, maybe we can dish out some Hot Wheels, but that'll be about as good as it gets. Lori has already developed her hopes and expectations. That's dangerous. I don't want to let you down now. Yeah, so Lori mentioned my son on the trip, and he did tag along. He likes to mess with the fish himself. He's been helping me with water changes and stuff along the way. His favorite thing right now is actually catching fish. Every time I get the nets out to catch fish, he is all about it for some reason. He always loves to help out. So with some adult supervision, he gets to help some days. But I don't have a ton of fish right now. Like I said, most of my stuff got torn down before I went on my trip a few months ago. So I don't have a lot of fish just yet. So we'll get there. I was talking to this gentleman up here from John Oliver's Guppies and Aquatics, and I'm going to get some goodies on the way from him soon. I do have some of his half black tuxedos that are sweet little fish, and you can check his stuff out here. He does post some pretty cool videos. He posted this Daphne video the other day. Where'd it go? I don't see it. 4 weeks. Somebody's got a video of him doing some Daphne stuff that he unboxed. That's enough of staring at my face in 2 windows. I'm sure you guys are sick of it. There we go. Tony says boys like to stick their finger in the tanks and let the fish nibble on them. My fish, the fish I have right now, won't quite do that. But he likes to help out. A lot of people worry about, having fish tanks with little kids around. I've had tanks as long as he's been alive. And I do have, my CO2 tank is accessible, and people freak out about having CO2 and kids and think they'll adjust it all the time and dig with it. But he's never had a problem. He knows what things do roughly, as well as a 6-year-old can, and he stays out of trouble for the most part. Myrtle, if I did that, one, it would never get done. He'd get distracted way too easy because there'd just be too much of it. Two, a shop vac is way faster and way cheaper. I will shop vac that stuff up all day. I'm waiting for it to, if you guys saw my video before, I did do a short somewhere. Let's see if I can find it quick. Where I dealt with duckweed with a shop vac. That was that's kind of my go-to, really. My go-to method is the old duckweed versus shop vac. I haven't got enough duckweed grown back yet. To do another one, but the next one I think is going to be duckweed versus fire, and that should be quite entertaining as well. Maybe not as effective, but definitely a little more exciting than shop vac. Well, the shop vac was extremely satisfying. So duckweed versus net isn't particularly entertaining. Duckweed versus shop vac a little more so. Duckweed versus fire has some potential to cause a few more problems. So we'll see. Tortoises, I bet they enjoy that. I've heard of some people, I haven't done it myself, but I've heard of some people, drying duckweed and maybe grinding it up and using it in, like, maybe they make like a gel type food or something else. Myrtle's speaking from experience. Tweezers and counting. That would keep him busy for about 30 seconds before he gave up on that one and moved on. A duckweed smoothie. Ooh, gross. I don't like looking at duckweed, let alone thinking about the thought of eating it. Not me. I know a lot of people, I used to sell a ton of duckweed on eBay. And apparently goldfish people like to buy duckweed to feed their goldfish. Rico said he's a small amount in his Snello and a tiny fraction. I'd be worried that, even the smallest little fragment would just start an infestation in the tank. So not this guy. You bought duckweed for your outdoor tub. Well, you could start with a single leaf, and that tub will be entirely covered quite fast, meaning in a day if it's outside. And part of the reason for that, we'll nerd out for just a second here. Part of the reason for the fast growth of things like duckweed or frogbit or water lettuce is it does float on top of the water, so it has access to the higher atmospheric CO2 levels. And that means it'll grow faster. Plus, it's driven by a little more light without being, some of our plants are underwater where they receive smaller amounts of light. So those the floaters are up out of the water, so they get, maximum amounts of light. Combined with that CO2 makes for a recipe for quick growth, and that's why they consume nutrients so fast. Is that they do have access to all that stuff, and so that way that's why they consume nutrients and phosphates pretty quickly. Sean's here. What's up, Sean? Sean was excited because I might get some shell dwellers while I was down at the swap meet. And there were some there. One of my friends had some Neolamprologus multifasciatus, which I've had before. The ones he had were actually relatives to the ones that I used to have. And then there was one guy that had a bag of 4 standard ocellatus. So not the gold ocellatus, the standard ocellatus. And I'm just looking for something a little less common right now, I think. So if I saw the right deal, I would have grabbed it. On the shellies, I just didn't see anything that I couldn't live without for the right price. So didn't get any Shellys. Sorry to disappoint you, Sean. Kevin Leong's here. What's up, Kevin? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I haven't seen you in a little while. I've seen you some other streams. Glad you found the time to come say hi tonight. Anthony's Fishy Friends. What's up, Anthony? You been quiet lately, man. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing all right. So we talked about the swap meet that I went to, shared the video for it. Some tips and tricks and things that I've noticed that do and don't work along the way. So if you're going to your first swap meet, hold on, pause, time out. It's Melvin here. I didn't see Melvin sneak in. Did I miss him somewhere? Maybe you meant Kevin. I didn't see Melvin. Standard wrestlers purely because of that. Yeah, I think it was a bag of it was 4 fish, but I think they were all females. So, if I'm gonna get fish, generally I get fish to breed, and 4 females doesn't do me a whole lot of good, to be honest. Rico, I'll leave that one alone for right now. Myrtle's getting all sciencey on us. Higher amounts of CO2 from the air, floated like duckweed. Yeah. Yep. So Myrtle's the duckweed expert. He knows what's up. Pulling duckweed and dwarf waterless. I'm not a floater guy. I know a lot of people keep them for fry. A lot of people keep them just for good looks. I'm not a floater guy myself. I put a lot of effort and some money into lighting my tanks and growing stuff. And I don't do a lot of floaters myself. Edgar Reyes is here. What's up, Edgar? This guy's here. I guess we'll say hi to him. How you doing, man?
Figure I'd bring some life to your party.
Yeah, appreciate it. What you been up to?
I worked 16 hours today.
Oh, so you're probably ready for bed.
No, because I'm off the next 2.
Oh, all right. Well, you guys have the time to stick around until 2, 3 in the morning because Skippers has the time. So,
No, I'm thinking about getting fish.
Fishing? What are you fishing for?
We're either going to go fishing for catfish or striper, depending upon the weather in the morning.
Okay. I would be more on the striper side myself, but
yeah,
the right catfish can be fun. Nick said, "What's up, Skipper? Waterless. You guys need floaters. I don't do floaters. Patrick must be worried that you're going to fall asleep because he commented you're in the dark. You've been working.
I'm always in the dark. And you can't see the fish tank behind me.
Yep, only females. Well, I have a glorious door behind me right now, just where the desk is set up. Maybe someday you guys get to see the lights are off on the tank out in the living room. Maybe someday I'll set up a camera out there just so you guys can stare at the fish tank while I hang out here at the computer. But speaking of the tank, how are the tanks doing there, Tom?
Oh, good.
Good deal.
I actually started using something because I want it. I know you don't use it, but
Oh, okay.
I'm testing this tank behind me.
See what happens.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah. So Sean said it's snowing, so he's not going fishing. I've fished bass fishing tournaments in the snow. So don't be scared, man. Don't be scared. What's up, Fishy Mom? How you doing tonight?
Yeah. Well, and yeah, there's getting snow north of us, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, we woke up to snow Monday, but the ground is warm enough here that nothing stuck, so it disappeared pretty quick. Alishan said they picked up a group of Lake Inley hovering loaches, curved spines. It is a normal occurrence, huh? Interesting. So there was images. Let's see what those are. Lake Inley loaches. Lake Inley loach. I'm not familiar with that species myself. For those of you that don't know, because I don't, here is Lake Inlet Loach. Aquarium Glassworks, good stuff. That's not it. I think it's this one. I think it's more like this. The modeled pattern on the side. Those are pretty cool. Inlet Loach. They look a little bit smaller, Alishan. Do they say pretty small? Maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches or so. I'm not familiar with them. See if those are the right thing.
Huh. It's the first time I've seen them.
Kevin asked where Priscilla is. Priscilla got replaced by somebody much better looking with far better facial hair. So we can pretend that Tom's Priscilla tonight. Priscilla might join us later if she has time. We'll see. Priscilla got busy. That's okay. We get it. Tom's an okay substitute, I guess. He's a good guy. Good enough.
Yeah, you know.
Good enough.
I do what I can.
Good, awesome. So you know, I know you were tuned in for a few minutes there, Tom. We kind of talked about swap meets. I just went to a swap meet the other day. You guys have anything? Do you have any like clubs out by you that you go to, or do you guys have like swap meets or events that you're able to attend?
So, actually, Swampy Acres and them ain't in here, or Foxy Fish. She knows about it. It's a. Oh, I still have it wrote down. It's the Lehigh Valley Aquarium Society is having a swap meet, and it's May 22nd.
Okay.
And I got to work that day, so I can't make it, which sucks because it would have been my first one. I was going to try to go to it. And then there's sometimes it's called the Keystone Clash.
Yeah.
Scott from King Queen Cichlids runs it, and I'm not sure if they're having it this year. He hasn't mentioned nothing
Really?
about it.
That would be a good one to go to. I haven't been to that one, but that one looks like it'd be a good time.
Yeah, from what he's posted on, I agree. I'd like to go to that one, but
yeah, I would try to make that one if you can. I don't know how far. I don't think you're terribly far from Ohio. But what is it? Ohio Cichlid Extravaganza.
Yeah, the Ohio Cichlid Association, I think, is the ones that runs that one, if I ain't mistaken.
Yep. So that's a pretty good swap meet. So some swap meets actually do fish shows where you'll enter into various categories or whatever, and you'll get an award for a show. And I think OCCA is one that does that.
Alice Shan, I believe, is from Pennsylvania, and they're saying that they are having the Keystone Clash.
Oh, yeah?
I might send him a message.
We'll get out there. Get out there. That would be a good trip. Those are modeled. Huh. That's pretty cool, Afshan.
Yeah.
So I hope you have good luck with those. There's the Lehigh Aquarium Society. I'm not a member of that group yet, so I'll go ahead and obviously I'm not there, but check them out. Excited about that swap. I would be too. It's looks like a pretty good time. Cicero, New York. What's that one, Rico? Cicero, New York. Do you have I'm sure there's several New York cichlid clubs out there.
It's probably up by him.
Kevin said he's out because Tom's here.
Bye. Ain't gonna hurt my feelings none. He knows better.
Fishymon. Back to work. All right, Fishymon. We'll see you. Cicero, New York. I wonder if I can. Let's see what you got up there. CNY Fish Exchange. That looks like it's more like a shop. I don't know. Best local fish stores. I don't see anything specific for that.
Alice Shan, did they put a date out there yet?
Scaled down. Yeah, Sean. Ohio would be dangerous for shell dwellers. There's some good shell dwellers out there. A lot of cichlids in Ohio too.
That's like the seems like the capital of all that.
Ohio.
Cichlid. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Ohio Cichlid Association, like they really hit it hard in that state.
Yeah. There used to be a big organization called the Midwest Cichlid Association. I mean, obviously in the middle of the country, we have liquid rock for water out here, so it lends itself to rift lake cichlids. But I think, people just got bored of them, and it's kind of slowly dissipated. It's not even around anymore. So, should be fun, Rico. Should be a good time.
Well, you got that one down in Tennessee coming up this weekend.
What's
It's
that
at
one?
Aquatic Aesthetics.
Okay. Now, is
Chattanooga.
that at their shop then?
Yeah, it's out.
Okay.
It's at their shop outside.
Okay.
I know that that might be doable, but I do know it's outside. Chattanooga Ed's going to be there. Bob Kaler, probably James from Fisher and Fever,
Mm-hmm.
and oh man, Tammy White, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
she's going to be there. They're going to have 2 tables. It's actually, I'm going to say it's a good one because it's only $10 a table, and you bring your own table. So
you bring your own table?
yeah,
Okay.
that ain't nothing. Which I think is pretty neat. Yeah, any downfall is you better hope the weather's good down in Tennessee tomorrow or Saturday.
Yeah, if that's outside, that could be,
Thank you, Sandy. Tiffany White, I'm sorry.
That could be interesting. I think most of the swap meets I've gone to, about $10 a table is the going rate. And then some places charge a little bit extra, like if you want a table with power or if you want certain things. But $10 isn't too bad. And if you're selling stuff, $10 is nothing. That's not even a bag of fish most of the time. So you'll make your $10, and usually that just goes to cover like venue fees or insurance for the event. There's links to the Aquatic Aesthetics swap meet. For those of you that want to check that out, I'd encourage you to do so. If you're in the Tennessee area, it's worth a drive. So I'm in the Midwest. So out here in the Midwest, you have to drive, 4 or 5 hours between any decent sized cities, which means that if I want to go to swap meets, I usually have to drive quite a way. Luckily, like Omaha is only an hour and a half, so that was a short one for me. Usually I drive about 3 or 4 hours to go over to like Des Moines. There are some Quad City swap meets coming up throughout the year, so I'll drive over to the Quad Cities maybe if I have time, and we'll see. But it's definitely it can be a lot of work. Not so much if you're going to buy. If you're going to sell, obviously like this week, all I took was plants. So throughout the week, I'd trim some plants and bunch them up with rubber bands, and then Saturday night I bagged them up. Sunday night I just had to throw them on the table for the swap meet, and whatever didn't sell. I sold most of my stuff. I had a few bags of plants left at the end of the day, and I just gave those away to a couple people or traded them. Usually, but if you take a bunch of fish, and I've seen a lot of like the larger vendors, it's not uncommon for them to take 100, 200 bags of fish, and unfortunately, like you go through the work of bagging them, which is pain, bagging them, labeling them. If they don't sell, then you got to take them home, acclimate them back into the tank, and then you're out your time, your energy, and then a bag is. The cost is negligible, but if you're throwing 200 bags away, you're going to burn through them pretty quick. If you're in the Midwest, there's almost a swap meet circuit, and with reefers generally the vendors at least tend to travel a little further. So a lot of the times here you'll see within a 4 to 6 hour drive, you'll see a lot of the same vendors. So I'm trying to hopefully get out of that area and get out and see some different fish, because sometimes you just see the same people offering the same fish. So it's nice to travel. Alshan said Delaware County had a swap meet this past Saturday. Were you able to make it to that, Alshan? Let me know how it was. Let me know how it goes.
Now I got a question because I've never been to a swap meet. So So say you're there, of course, you obviously want to buy it as soon as you see it because you never know if it's still going to be there later or not.
Mm-hmm.
Do a lot of them like mark them like if it was me, I don't want to bring them home.
Yeah. So
I'm marking them half off.
And you'll see that sometimes
at the end.
At the swap meets if they don't want to deal with it, throughout the day, the popular stuff, or you'll see that like, so this last swap went from 11:30 to 3:30, and it went, the first hour was super busy. Like you couldn't move without bumping elbows, and people were snatching stuff up pretty quick. And then as the day went by, people don't want to take so much stuff home, so they'll lower the prices. Obviously, you risk, you see something, you get there right away. You see something, come back for it later. If it's still there, the price might be cheaper. If not, it's gone and you missed out. So a lot of people do mark their stuff down throughout the day. Some places will actually do an auction at the end of the day, where so some people, like if you don't have enough stuff that you want to deal with a table, or if you just don't want to sit at the table, the show will open at like 11, and then they'll have an auction that starts at 3. So if you don't want to get a table, you can just put your stuff in the auction at the end of the day. Like no problem with that. Anybody can be in the auction. Anybody can buy. Anybody can sell. So sometimes you'll see the folks that have a bunch of stuff left over, they'll just dump it all on the auction at the end of the day off their table and just take whatever they can get for it. Dragonlair said he tried to talk him into Aquashella in Orlando. So Aquashella, I haven't been to an Aquashella, but from what I've seen, it's a lot more of just like a vendor show to showcase products and for people to meet each other and get some FaceTime. Not so much stuff for sale. Like I think like Aquashella and the Aquatic Experience are more of a show versus a swap meet. Guppy Barn Aquatics, what's up, man? Guppy Barn was there on Sunday. He had a ton of stuff on the table. He moved a ton of stuff, but I think at the end of the day, he still had to take a few bags home. He was cutting people some awesome deals, though. Almost giving stuff away. But I think he did pretty well. He was, usually like you go to at least around here, the swap meets are a little bit smaller. The majority of the folks will have, a little bit smaller setup. But Guppy Barn had a ton of stuff. He was offering fish. He was offering shrimp. He had snails. He had foods, some hard goods. So he had a lot of good stuff to offer, and I think he stayed pretty busy.
Is that a new channel?
Guppy Barn?
Yeah.
I think it's fairly new.
Okay. Because honestly, that's the first time I've seen that channel. So
yeah, and he's based just over in Iowa. It's not too far away from me, maybe a couple hours. Pretty good dude. Talked to him for a little bit on Sunday. Picked up a few fish from him. My buddy picked up some stuff from him.
Check his channel out.
So definitely, I don't think he has a ton of content out right now. Obviously, as the name suggests, a lot of guppies, but he has a bunch of other stuff too. So worth checking out for sure. So go over, check out Guppy Barn, show him some love, and help a brother out. Who else? We had Alshan Powerfish Breeding Couple, Alan Rollings, and Karen Haas from the Lehigh Valley. Temple Poseidon. I'm not subscribed to Temple Poseidon, so I'll have to check that one out. Temple of Poseidon. Alshan, if you can send me a link, I don't see that specific channel real quick. Help me out with that. And oh man, uh-oh. Yeah, if you can send me a link, if anybody has, if anybody can find that Temple Poseidon channel, that would be much appreciated, so that we can check that out. Dave, orchid breeders, birds. Boom, boom. Couldn't make it. That sucks, Alsham. Sorry you couldn't make it. Sean, sorry, yeah, dirt cheap. So like I said, a lot of people will go to the meets and take a bunch of stuff, and it's kind of a toss up. You never know how much stuff to take, because some days you'll take a ton of guppies, and you're like, I don't think people are going to be interested in shrimp. I'll take a ton of fish, and then you'll end up taking most of them home. And everybody asks while you're there, well, do you have any shrimp? Do you have any shrimp? Do you have any shrimp? Nope, I left them at home. I brought guppies. And so sometimes, like, I've gone there to swap meet, and I've had 50 or 100 bags on the table, and they sell out in 20 minutes. And I've gone and taken the same type of stuff to a swap meet, and it disappeared because I gave it away at the end of the day and didn't want to deal with it. So it's tough to know your audience. Most swaps have no problem with you doing pre-sales. So you just organize, you post what you have available ahead of time, and then send some email traffic back and forth and let people, do their thing. An hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, that's not bad. That's if you really wanted to get there, an hour and 10 minutes is walkable.
That's easy.
I was going to do something, and she's going now. That's okay. It is fun, Tony. And, obviously you can find some really good deals. A lot of times you'll find stuff that's generally tough to find. Although I do find most of the time people don't bring like really unique stuff that because it can be kind of a hard sell. You try to bring stuff that will sell, so you don't have to deal with it at home. Like my buddy that took the pelvic acromis subocellatus, the Moana, the Matati. He's got a bunch of pairs available, but he left. I think he only brought one of each, just because they are, a pretty specific fish that most people aren't going to be after. So, and if you guys, oh come on, that's a terrible picture. Yeah, so you just at the end of the day, you don't want to take them home. It's just so often.
See, my issue is, like, if they have one in Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, I'm centralized, so I got to drive like 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah, I hear you. So that's the pelvic acromis subocellatus Matati. That's a female. So when they get into,
that's a female.
Yep, that's the female. And I don't know the exact difference. Alishan might be a little more familiar with this species. There's very small differences between the Matati collection point and the Moana collection point. But they get kind of that's not even a very good picture. They get more purple. That band around the belly gets more purple.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice fish.
And so, but like I said, it's something that's kind of, you have a very generally a smaller audience for, so you try not to take a ton of them.
Oh, okay, I'm leaving.
Everybody bail out.
I've been here for like the last 10 minutes.
All right. Well, I saw you, and then you disappeared for a minute.
I just went to go grab a beverage.
So, what's up? What's happening?
Not much. Just got home.
We were just talking about swap meet stuff. Lori said, has he ever had someone come buy out a whole table at one time? Some people have tables and they only have like 10 things on the table. So, yeah, I have seen it happen. I've also seen people buy out a table and then resell it at the same swap meet. It's like they'll buy stuff off the table and then resell it themselves or put it in the auction later, which is kind of weird. But
yeah,
stuff happens. I mean, you bought it. It's yours now. Do what you want with it, I guess.
Well, maybe they changed their mind and don't want it anymore.
Yeah, which happens.
Impulse buying on those swap meets.
I see a lot of that. Like when you get into, more like the auction type setting, you'll see bags of fish start going for like $1. Like a bag of 6 Demosoni or something will go for $1 in the auction. So people end up with all these fish. Like I've seen people literally take 30, 40 bags of fish home with them that they got for just the right price at the end of the day. and they hold them for a while. Like, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. And they'll start giving them to their friends, or you'll see them pop up for sale in a couple of weeks. Yeah, that's been tough. Alshon said some of the venues are having COVID issues. The only restriction that we had this past Sunday down in Omaha was everybody had to wear a mask. They didn't have like the tables were your normal distance. They didn't make people stand far apart or anything. So it worked out okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
We've also seen a table worth of plants. Yep. And that's what I've noticed. A lot of times the guys selling fish, they'll make their, each bag is generally a little bit higher price. Like my plants, I had almost 100. Well, I probably had 60 bags of plants, and I sold them they were either $5 or $10. And that was all just like so that stuff I trimmed out of my tank, and to make it easy and to not have to deal with change. I put $5 on most of them and just changed the portion sizes to fit. Greater Chicago. That'd be a good one to go to. I haven't been a Chicago one yet. That's not a terrible drive for me. I'd like to get over there one of these days.
Man, I'd love to do that off the shelf, but I don't think that's going to happen this year.
Have they said, Priscilla? Have you heard anything about Aquashella? If they're pressing or if they're going to cancel that stuff?
Still on the schedule to happen, but I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I meant for me to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I found it. Thanks for sharing that link, Myrtle. Myrtle found Temple of Poseidon. So check that out.
I'm definitely making sure I'm going next year, though.
Yeah, it'd be a good time.
I'm only going to go to one event this year, and that will be Reefa Palooza.
Where the heck's that? Colorado?
California.
Oh.
California. Isn't that usually in Colorado, though?
There's like 4 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might make that Keystone Clash. If I'm off that weekend or I can swing it, I'm going.
Yeah, I would definitely make that one. I've seen some videos of that one and just a bunch of pictures. That looks like a pretty good show. Myrtle said bring more than a backpack, 2 to 3 coolers or more. Yep. So I usually, like this past one, I took 2 large, like a wholesale type box full of plants, and I only had one of them full on the way home, which is a win for me because I have a ton of tanks, but not much running. So I grabbed a few things. Goodies. See, I noticed. So my buddy had some killifish. One of the guys I shared a table with it this past Sunday, he brought some killifish, and they were the only killifish at the swap meet. And one guy came up and bought all the killifish from him. I think he had maybe 6 bags. He had some Epiplatus DeJi, the Monrovia collection point, I think.
Well, he made out, didn't he?
Yeah, it worked out.
Good for him.
So he sold those pretty quick. And if you're not familiar with that species, show you guys a lot of cool killies out there. This one is super easy to keep, super easy to breed. It's the orange throat killie, Epiplatus DeJi, and that's a Monrovia. I think is the variant of the collection points. There's a few different ones out there.
That's a pretty cool killifish. First time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, but it only gets it's a pretty small one, only about 1.5 inches long. I got a group of 4 at a swap meet once, and I threw them in a 2.5 with a sponge filter and some duckweed, and I fed the tank and didn't do anything to it. And about a month later, I had a bunch of fry cruising around. So easy to spawn. Another one that's super easy that a lot of people see, and you actually see this one in fish stores, is the Epiplatus annulatus, which is the clown killie or the rocket killie. Another one that's fairly easy to spawn. And
I used to have those.
Yeah, like I said, if it's not a killie specific show, if anybody has killies, you'll generally see 1 or 2 killie people come up and swipe up all the killies that are there because they're usually a pretty good deal. And I'd expect the same with the goodies, like Sean's talking about, where somebody came, grabbed all the goodies there, and ran off with them. This guy Nick said he needs to find a swap in my area. I'm not sure where you're at, Nick, but I'm sure somebody in here could probably help you out.
My club doesn't even do meetings yet.
Now, have they been doing like Skype meetings or Zoom meetings or anything at all?
Yeah, Zoom meetings nobody's attending to.
Okay. Deborah said she's gathering a list of items to run CO2 based off of, if you were here last week, we talked about CO2. And I kind of gave it an older presentation that I've had on that stuff. And Deborah said that it inspired her to check out some CO2 stuff. And she found out that she could run a bunch of tanks off of one, or a bunch of aquariums off of one cylinder. There's several manifolds available that allow you to do that. And obviously, I would suggest spending a little bit more on your components if you're going to do that, just because they'll hold their settings a little bit better, so you get a little more consistency. When you're splitting between, one tank between a bunch of aquariums, you can get different, like as pressure changes, you can get different flow rates going to different tanks. Most of them, I think most of the decent ones on the market don't seem to be problematic at all. U-Haul, Loria, you'd be surprised. I've seen people bring entire fish rooms, tanks and all, to a swap meet. So literally
That's
just
crazy.
They'll have a trailer full of tanks and stuff in the parking lot, and they'll post what they got, and you go out to their trailer and you grab their stuff, and away you go. 12 minutes. That's cheap. 12 minutes is not too bad. Yeah, that's the way to go. And I've done this before. Angus said that he either shares a table or rides with somebody else. I've helped out. I know I have a couple friends that run shops and stuff. I've helped out with them at swap meets, and it can be a lot of fun. Stands plans to give away. There you go. And I'm sure sometimes swap meets, I know the ones I've been involved with organizing, will set up a free table so that people can just throw their stuff on a table. And I think usually people are pretty reasonable about what they take. Obviously, you're going to have some people that go up and take a ton of stuff. So you try to just keep an eye on it. And I mean, it's free. So just, be reasonable at what you're going to take.
So that second plant that Rico Stan had in his comment he had up there, the octopus.
Yeah.
Is that a pretty easy plant?
Generally speaking, yeah, it's pretty easy. Most of the common protostemons grow pretty fast. Obviously, like this is.
That's what's behind Dan's head when he's screaming.
Yep, like, that's what's behind Dan. Pretty fast grower, and pokos grow like a pretty thick stem, and that one grew as tall as you let it. So pretty cool. Fairly easy to grow. It doesn't require a ton of light.
Wait, Dan's growing plants? Like he's actually keeping them alive?
Listen, you watch his live streams, or you just go there for the giveaways, Priscilla?
I usually don't because I'm still at work by the time he streams.
What's that orange fish behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
Xanadu's here. What's up, Xanadu? In the boonies. You're not too far away from me, Xanadu. You just have to drive a couple hours to get to them. They're here. They're, not here, but they're around. Some good grass. No clubs close to me. Close is relative. Close is all relative. I've traveled, 4 or 5 years ago, I traveled about 8 hours to go to the Wisconsin area Killifish organization event, which was strictly Achilles. Saw more Achilles than I never even knew existed. Obviously there's hundreds of species of Achilles out there, but it was nice to see them in person. Again, pretty good deals there, largely because so few people are into Achilles that even though they're hard to find, there's not a big market for them. So you get stuff pretty cheap. Alshan's talking about those, the Matati and the Mwanda. They don't. So generally speaking, most of the cribs, the males are the colorful ones, and the subocellatas, the Matati and the Mwanda, that get that purple band. The females definitely look a hell of a lot better. Brian P's creeping. What's up, Brian? Crown Tail Half Moon stopped by. Thanks for stopping by tonight.
Speaking of that damn orange fish, I'm done trying to get it.
Those gold Venezuela barbs.
Yeah.
They're a bit. I mean, I'm into keeping a lot of fish, but those are a bit expensive for my taste.
I didn't see what the price was.
Oh, I'm sure they're well over $25. Easy. Sean said if the GCCA SWAT, GCCA, so that's Greater Chicago Cichlid Association, get there early. Too small and not organized. That sucks. That's a bummer because the GCCA has a lot to offer. So hearing that they don't organize their swap meets very well is kind of a little bit of a downer. So hopefully they get things going a little bit smoother.
You would think if you had something that big, you'd have some way to organize it.
Oh yeah.
You just don't have a good. They just don't have a good event coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Alishan said they usually have a pretty good auction, 8 to 9 hours. That's pretty long for an auction. So an auction itself, I lose interest about it, depending on what's in there. Like if there's a good variety of stuff, I'll be interested in an auction for most of the length. But a lot of times you run an auction like 3-4 hours, people get sick of seeing guppy grass, java moss, bristlenose plecos, and mud guppies.
Yeah, that would definitely suck.
Priscilla Crowntail asked you a question. I know you're busy drawing pictures over there. But Crowntail asked Priscilla, issue and guppy females, they're pregnant and have gotten fry from them. The next batch they're about to deliver, but get raised scales, then give stillbirth. Slim down and die.
I just answered it in chat too.
Sorry. Sorry, fine. Deborah Lewis is looking at CO2 Art Pro. CO2 Art has a pretty good reputation. I haven't personally used their stuff, but they're pretty decent, little middle of the road. Regulator. Do you guys sell CO2 stuff at the shop at all, Priscilla?
No.
No. Yeah, most shops don't.
Your best bet.
No margin in that.
Yeah.
Your best bet is to get it offline.
Yeah. And especially in the U.S., it's pretty easy. Canada, I think they're a little bit more limited, but no. One of the primary shops up in Canada that sells CO2 stuff they carry CO2 art. So it's got a good reputation. It's not going to cost you a ton of money like a GLA regulator will, but sounds like it lasts pretty long. Rico said his Pogo Octopus grows like a weed. Fast growing.
I have one CO2 regulator at the store, and it's like $140.
Okay.
And
you got to clean the dust off of it every couple of weeks.
yeah, I mean, it's been there for about 8 months or so.
Yeah. That's one of them things about being an LFS, or you can't carry that stuff.
Nope.
Crowntail asks, do I think if I use a PVC from a Sweetwater blower and a 7-shape horizontal overhead, then vertical down, will it work to give air? What are you trying to give air, Crowntail?
That totally blew my mind.
What are you trying to get air to? And I can give you my opinion. I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to do.
Geekboy says her shop used to sell it. Well, the shop also used to sell fluorescent lights and all that kind of stuff. And then Amazon came around and things changed.
New management.
How about it?
8 hours. 8 hours away is a trek. I'm not gonna lie. I've made it before for events. Usually, if I'm gonna go much more than like 3 hours, I won't go unless I'm driving with somebody to carpool with, and we usually split like a room or split gas money, because by the time, and especially at Aquashell, where the entry fee could be a little bit higher, like AE, where if you want to go see some of the speakers, you got to pony up a little bit of cash. It adds up fast. The cost can add up fast. Plus, if you buy anything, plus food, so yeah, it can add up pretty quick. Sean asked how the shell dweller's going. How's your shell dwellers?
They're being shell dwellers, but no fry.
No fry.
I'm about to send them somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so a 4-tier
Mike can
stand.
take him. He has a tank he needs to set up. He has to fill that damn fish room up.
It's so I finally, I've been holding off on building that stupid fish room because lumber prices are ridiculous. And I finally bit the bullet, and I used the profits I made from selling plants at the swap to just suck it up and buy the lumber so I can get this thing going.
Yeah.
Crowntail's trying to buy or set up a 4-tier stand.
So I'm trying to figure out. I'm not understanding what they're asking about that piping. I never heard of that piping.
So if you're going to run PVC, what I would do, obviously, if you're running PVC to try to set up like an air system, like based off a big pump, generally speaking, running the PVC in a loop and running your taps off that will ensure that you get equal pressure to all the tanks. Because if you just run it in a single line, like a linear setup, whatever's at the closest to the pump is going to get the most air. Whatever's at the end of it is going to get whatever's left, if anything. So a 4-tier stand, you could build a square on the back of it and then run your taps off that. You could just try to run like a single line down one side from your pump and run off of that and see how it works. Depending on how many tanks, if you're only running a few tanks, it's not a huge deal, assuming you have a large enough pump.
I just figured it out whenever they said sweet water blower, which is the pump, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with that.
But that's what threw me off. I was like, what is this sweet water blower?
Okay. So yeah, it's pretty big. I haven't used a blower. So if you're using a blower, you're probably trying to run a boatload of tanks. I would still set up some type of loop myself. That's my 2 cents.
I mean, that's totally different than a linear. I gotta look this up because if it's totally different than a linear pump and it sets off more pressure, you have to figure out a way to get rid of that excess air.
Yep. So you'll still need like an exhaust valve.
Yeah, like a bleeder,
which is cheap enough.
Yeah, I gotta look this up.
But a blower compared to a pump is more like a big fan assembly instead of a piston.
Right.
So.
Oh Jesus!
Alshan said, "Buck a bag for live goods. Club gets a buck, seller gets the rest." Oh, that's probably for auctions. That's pretty standard, I think. A buck a bag, and you sell you run 200, 300, 400 bags of stuff through an auction. A club can make a couple bucks pretty easy. It can be a pain setting up auctions and stuff. Don't charge a bidder fee. Yeah, that works out pretty well. Just the sellers, they take a little bit of a cut out of each one. Looking at fish during retirement is nice. Well, I bet you're glad to be retired. It sounds like a good time. I'll get there someday. A Rico stand? Is that what they called you? I feel like they didn't.
He says a lot of things was his nickname in college.
Do you guys know that freshwater in German is translated to sweet water?
Is that where the name's from?
I don't know. I guess so.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. You look that picture up, that's a freaking thing nuts.
Yeah, it's a big piece of equipment. And they're the blowers tend to be a little bit louder than a linear piston pump. I know a lot of blowers, seems like most shops used to use blowers before. I don't know, Priscilla, what do you guys have? You have a piston or a blower that runs your stuff? She's ignoring me.
This blower has an alternating current motor on it.
Yeah, they're big.
This thing's...
I think usually a linear piston pump is going to be a little more efficient for power consumption. Blowers, you can usually run on a larger room with more tanks, but for most people's use, a linear piston is probably a better choice.
So
Peplin Creek's here. Hey, haven't seen you in a while there, Peplin. Hope you're doing well. I mean, I've seen you in a couple other streams occasionally. Just haven't had a chance to talk to you. Priscilla Crowntail asked if they treat the moms or the fry or both.
Whole tank.
Full tank, yeah, that's where I would go.
Okay.
Chunky unit.
So, what I just read on this thing, it reached higher pressures. Listen, you're gonna have to have it set up where you're gonna have to do a loop. You're gonna have to have a valve on somewhere in that loop to where it can bleed the air off, because depending upon how many tanks you're gonna have that on, I think it's gonna be too much.
Could be. I don't know.
It's commercial.
Yeah, I wouldn't run a blower unless you had like 100 tank type operation myself, and maybe
we run the blower at the store. It's loud like an airplane.
Yeah. How many tanks do you run off it though?
Maybe 100.
Yeah.
10?
Yeah. If you're up in like the 100 tank range, otherwise I think a linear piston pumps for most people, unless you have a blower laying around and you can put it in a separate room where you don't have to listen to it.
I just think, just after what I just read, that's too much for a fisher.
It's loud.
Well,
we have to put it in a separate room, and our air pipes are like 4-inch pipes.
Yeah. You know what that thing reminds me of, Mike?
What's that?
A freaking Dash 95. On a miniature scale. That thing's just freaking nuts.
Yep. It's like I say, it's gonna be if you was that Crown Tail Half Moon asking about that. If you have the blower, and that's what you got, definitely doable. Like I said, I wouldn't run just like the 7 configuration that you're talking about. We had one horizontal line and then one like run the main down. I wouldn't do that. I would run a loop for sure, and then you'll definitely have to exhaust some off of that. Danny Weshy is in the house. What's up, Danny?
What's up, Danny?
I was talking to Danny. If you guys,
today is a holiday. You're right.
Depends on what you're into.
Well, I learned something today, and I did not know it was somebody's birthday today too.
Whose birthday is it?
I'm gonna make sure it is before I say it. I'm gonna look stupid saying it.
So Danny's been streaming lately, off and on.
Yeah.
So I jumped in. I was talking to him a little bit the other day. Pretty good dude.
Yeah.
Getting some things going. I dropped his channel here. At least I think that's his channel. I think I took the right link. I should get you over to Danny. Check him out. Give him some love.
It's a certain German a-hole's birthday today too.
A German one.
He really disliked Jews.
Yeah. We'll keep that out of here for this evening.
That blew my mind. I didn't know that. I was like, what? That's not, nah, screw that shit. It's the other one. It's the best day.
Anthony's back. What's up, Anthony? How's it going, man?
Where was he at? At his girlfriend's house.
Could have been.
What?
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
I had to.
So Crowntail asked me to explain a loop. So if you look at, let me see, I'll share my video, and I don't have a video yet of how I built the loop, but this guy here, I'll share the link in the chat. If I mention it briefly in this video, and you can kind of take a look at it. But But an air loop, so generally in a fish room, you'll run an air loop to equalize pressure amongst all your outlets. So I have an LPH, so linear piston pump. I use the Gemco LPH 45. And then I have basically exactly what it sounds like. So I'll tee in, I'll use a T to tee into, I built a square of PVC tubing all the way around the room. And then I put an exhaust valve opposite the blower itself, or the pump itself. What this does is, since that air travels both directions around the air loop in the room, it equalizes the pressure. Whereas if you just run the output from your pump or your blower straight into a single line and you don't loop the back around to the pump, like I said, the air pressure on those first few outlets right next to the pump is going to be pretty high, and you get a lot of airflow. And towards the end, it's going to be a trickle at best, depending on the strength of your pump. So hopefully that gives you an idea. Who's this guy? What? Jesse's here. I didn't know Jesse was still alive.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know Jesse was still alive.
He sponsored Dan's Fish's.
Did he?
Yeah. Last Wednesday.
I haven't been catching many of Dan's streams lately.
He wasn't Anthony's stream on Friday. You weren't there.
Nope. Rico's getting out of
I
here.
wasn't making that. I had to work.
Have a good one, Rico. And I'll be in touch. Rico and I are gonna do a little shindig with the two of us. So involving everybody, not just us.
That's scary.
Don't get any ideas. So have fun. So keep an eye out, and Rico and I are gonna do.
You already know what it is.
For
That's
fun.
weird.
Jesse said he didn't sponsor whatever you guys are talking about.
Yeah, he's full of
So I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. But he said he didn't do it. I'll still find you, Jesse. I'll still find you. Next time I'm in Hawaii, I'm like, hey, you want to meet up? And you'll be like, oh, hey, you want to check out my new place? I'll come find you.
If you land that plane there, he's going to be there to meet you.
I'm a big deal. People wanna see me. Just kidding. It was a joke. Dan was playing a joke. So I don't know.
No. Nice try. No, it wasn't.
I know you just moved, Jesse, but do you still have? I know you had a ton of sweet guppies and stuff. Do you still have anything for sale on your Get Gills?
Okay, you definitely have not been around for a while.
Yeah, he's in a hotel.
I know he was moving.
Well, he took a bad hit. You didn't know this?
Jesse hasn't talked to me in forever.
He's not shipping anything.
Well, I see that now.
No, he had a bad hit when he was shipping over the winter. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I think Jesse just should come up here and explain it.
Look at the next comment he put up.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not that worried about it. What are you working on over there, Priscilla?
Finger painting.
Are you finger painting?
Trying to work in this epistle.
And a piece still.
Oh, you're still working on that?
Well, it takes
Well, that looks good.
Is
I'll
that
give
the
you
one?
$1.
Is that the one you were working on like 2 streams ago?
Wednesday night?
You think I'm doing this in 5 minutes?
Well, you'd make a hell
I
of a
don't
lot
know.
more. You'd make a hell of a lot more money if you could.
I don't know. I'm just saying Pam's done with hers already.
Right, but Pam's a professional. Where is Pam anyway?
So there's I dropped the link to go check out Priscilla's stuff in the chat, and if you want a little help to save a couple bucks, I think that discount code is still active, and if not, we can guilt Priscilla into helping us out.
What's 10 minutes?
I don't know.
10 minutes?
I don't know. What do you mean, Geek Boy?
I think
Oh,
he's all
before you
stuff.
do your giveaway and he goes to sleep.
Oh,
He's been patiently waiting and you to give stuff away.
Oh, you're doing a giveaway?
Yeah, what'd
Well,
you give? Wait.
We hit 400 tonight, so I figured we would.
Oh, I thought that was clickbait. I'd have did that.
Oh no, I didn't. I'm not. I try not to be the type. Because I think it's kind of annoying. But we hit 400, so I figured we'd do a little something, give something away.
Yes, Dragon Lair, she's good. I talked to her today.
I was like, snow should have been away today.
Actually, let's
Poor old freaking Pam. I didn't know that place was that freaking bad.
It was
Yeah.
snowing so hard yesterday. I was
Even
in
at
a ditch.
your place?
in Denver.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was pretty bad.
Let's do so.
That's funny, Terry.
What tier do you? I missed it. Sorry.
He said all my streams are clickbait.
There's some people that are notoriously bad for it out there. Let's I don't know. Let's
Let that right now, Danny. That happens here in Pennsylvania too, and actually in South Dakota. Whenever I was stationed out there, Rapid City, Box Elder, Ellsworth Air Force Base, it hit all the seasons in one day in December.
If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
But yesterday they were like, "Oh, it's gonna snow a little bit," and then it started snowing, and like half an hour later, it was like 4 inches.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, there was one time when it told us, "Oh yeah, it's just going to be a dusting," and then the base shut down.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. So
It all depends on where that storm gets caught on that old banana belt.
Yeah. We'll do a giveaway here. I'm gonna give away, and I say I'll give away, meaning I'll buy it from Priscilla and I will give it away to somebody. But some artwork. So you'll get your choice of print from Priscilla, and you guys can go take a look there.
One?
I just said I was.
No. She wants more than one.
More than one?
Being stingy.
She just wants me to send her money.
She wants your freaking money, dude. Don't fall into it.
Oh yeah. Do 10 giveaways. Let's give 20.
Don't
20
worry, I got your credit card.
Listen, I'm waiting for her to tell me my gift certificate expired.
No, that doesn't expire.
Yeah, it does. You already been paid.
She's got the money.
She got the money.
She'll just never ship your order once you use it. She'll never ship it. So but we'll do.
You do one, you pay for one, I'll throw an extra one on top of it.
To separate people or to the same person?
Separate.
Well, are you gonna do multiple?
Well, that makes 2 if you're adding to it.
Well, if you do one, I match 1 per person.
Huh?
One per person. All right.
If you do 2.
So you guys know the name of the game. We use a random number generator. I think we got 25, 30 people in here, something like that. So in a second, I'll say start, and you guys can throw a number down, 1 to 50. You guys have played this game. Let's see who wins prints from Priscilla over at Swiss Aquatics.
Anthony's disqualified.
Well, it's not number 36, so Anthony's out by default.
Okay. Because if he hangs up one more print, I'm gonna lose my mind.
That's not what I wanted. Sean said he'll pay for the Shell Dweller one if you finish it.
I don't even know where I put that.
The Shell Dweller.
It's somewhere.
I'm disqualified?
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I was going to come up here and be like, I'm not allowed to enter.
Exactly. You got too many hanging up already.
You better charge him double. At least 9. How many are available right now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The octopus is cool.
That's the original. It's in my car.
It's pretty sweet. It's in your car? That's a weird place for it.
I just forgot to take it out.
Danny guessed a number before I said anything. That's all right. We'll let it slide. Go check out Anthony over at Anthony's Fish Friends. Are you streaming this week, Anthony?
No, not this week.
No?
Every other now.
Okay. I think I got a notification that you streamed this past weekend, but I was busy, so missed you guys. You guys got any swap meets down there in California lately?
I know like a month ago or so they met at somebody's house.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. So
We've done that before. We actually had, years ago, we had it was called the Butterfly House. It was like kind of local, like kind of an aquarium. They had like maybe 6 or so tanks set up, and they did like some educational stuff there. Then they had actually like big butterfly house, and we'd use that venue, and we'd have maybe like 10 people bring stuff, and it was more like a traditional swap meet where we just then kind of trade stuff instead of vendors setting up to sell things. But I think if you didn't get your numbers in, guys, throw your numbers down. I'm going to call it again 1 to 50, and you'll get a print or 2 from Priscilla. For free, 99. Well, it won't cost you anything. It
The
might cost
winner just has to email me.
email you.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. I should do this more often, and I don't even have
I
to.
need the address and
I
stuff.
don't even have to talk to anybody. How many people are starting? What's that?
did you say start?
Yep, I did.
Oh, what was numbers between? Sorry.
1 to 50.
1 to 50.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. 9. A low number. Well, I think the last not last giveaway, but 2 giveaways ago, I think we did 2 in a row, and I drew like 47 and then 49 on the second one. Never see that happen ever.
Jesse, you have my address. Oh, no, that's his old address. Wait, his new address.
His new address.
Yeah, he says if he that sounds like let me win and you will have my address.
But is Jesse acting like he doesn't trust us anymore?
Danny, if you're down in St. Louis, check out the Missouri.
Don't you know that's the whole reason he moved?
Jesse probably has a few in him right now, and he's playing around.
So he moved so we can't find him anymore?
Yep.
Probably.
He's probably even on a different island now.
Heck, he's probably in California.
Moved to the mainland.
He's in the mainland somewhere,
Yeah.
Washington.
He's not stupid.
I didn't say he was.
Danny, if you're down in Missouri, you're near St. Louis.
Moved from Hawaii to the mainland?
Check out the Missouri Area Aquarium Society. That's a massive group. That's like Gary Lang's local club. But they do a bunch of different events. I sent you a link to their events page. I think dues for their club's only like $10 or $15.
They have their ACA in St. Louis, Terry said. That's another big one, isn't it?
ACA, yeah. ACA is a pretty big deal. When is that, Terry? Do you know?
Yeah, the ACA skipped over Sacramento, skipped over California now because of COVID.
Oh, really?
Had to happen. It was supposed to happen last year.
Whoops. I remember that now. ACA 2020, July 23rd through the 25th. So if you guys are near St. Louis at all, this is worth checking out. Make it to that if you can, because that would be a lot of fun.
Hey, that's on my birthday.
Cool stuff. That's not too, how far would it take you to get over to St. Louis, or how long?
I don't know.
It'd be a good trip for her.
That'd be a good one to go to. I'd like to go to that one too. What else? All right, we'll say stop. And we can hit the like.
Crap. I gotta do my job here.
Whatever. I didn't give you a job.
I always do it anyways. I'm ready.
Oh, whatever. Fish.
Sorry.
Program.
It's
Seriously,
a habit.
is that the eighth? You're talking about the ACA auction, Terry? I'm guessing. All right, I'm gonna only hit the button once, guys. So on the first time, we'll hit the button. Boom. 1 to 50. Let me share the screen quick so you guys can see. Uh-oh.
There's never good with technology.
We're getting there. We're getting there. You guys can see that 1 to 50 looks good.
Yep.
And let's see if we make somebody's night a little bit better. Boom. 27.
I'll be damned. Two people had it.
Oh, I would have done 24. I would have participated.
Tom said 23.
So Merdou and let me see here. Merdou
Deborah Lewis.
and Deborah Lewis hit it. So we got a standoff.
Standoff. You guys can fight.
Fight to the death
Well,
for a beta.
let's
We're gonna
So-
make this
so I still owe Deborah some plants from last week. I've just been busy with the swap, so I didn't get those out. So between Myrtle and Deborah, we'll go 1 to 10. So each of you throw out a number, and we'll see where we're at. One to 10. Myrtle and Deborah. We'll fight it out. Street fight. Deborah says 7. 9 hours, 8 to Chicago. That's not too bad. If you make a weekend out of it, if you can find some other stuff to do down there, that wouldn't be bad. 6 to 7. 30.
What if they both go over?
There. So between 1 and 10, we got a 6. We got a 7.
Well, I hope it's a 1.
Let's see.
Somebody has way better odds.
Closest without going over. 2. You guys both went over. Losers. All right.
Open it back up to everybody else. They lost.
All right. Here's the deal. Priscilla offered 1 print, and I offered 1 print. So I will pay the extra shipping, and we will send a print to Myrtle and a print to Deborah. What do you guys think?
That's fair.
Fair
Man,
enough.
No. What do you think, Anthony?
It don't matter what I think. I'm blocked, so I'm
That's-
sleeping.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. All right.
No, that sounds good.
All right.
Listen,
Myrtle.
I'm not going to be the middleman here. Quit this shit.
Get a room.
No, I think
So-
that's a good idea since that happened.
All right. So I owe Deborah some plants. So I owe Myrtle plants and I owe Deborah plants.
Shenanigans.
And now I hope both of them some prints. So we'll get those out.
I'm gonna
Next,
say that
So
you're
now you just have to give away prints that you have already, so you can
just
ship
take
them
them
in
off
the
my
package
wall.
of plants.
Just take them
just
Framed.
You should have just as many as Anthony has.
I'm pretty good at bagging plants, but I don't think I'd put a piece of artwork in the same box as a bag of plants. I feel like it wouldn't go over that well. Vinoxky's Tanks is here. What's up, Vin?
you're late.
Herp Diversity. What's up, man?
You're late.
Ain't seen Herp in a while.
Nice to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by. We were chatting about swap meets, and now we kind of got off topic. We're kind of speaking of, I remember. Let's so I don't know if you guys have heard of Catfish Cataclysm, but this is they only hold Catfish Cataclysm every other year, and this is my wants. Like, this is my, if I could go to one meet this year, it'd be Catfish Cataclysm. It's held in Madison, Wisconsin, so a pretty good place. A lot of big names around the country show up. Obviously it's about catfish, but it's not only catfish. You can get some super rare stuff super cheap. So check Catfish Cataclysm out. That is they do some pretty cool stuff. I don't think they have any vendors posted yet. Oh, looks like Flip might be there. So Rob over at Flip is signed up as a vendor. Freshwater Exotics, K&M Caves, Gold Coast, Tristan's Tropical Fish. Tristan's a pretty good dude. He's a younger guy, got a greenhouse set up, breeding a bunch of stuff. He does some imports from the Czech Republic. So he's got some good stuff. Should be, like I said, it's Catfish Cataclysm, but there's some wide variety of stuff there. So it's nice to see them starting to post some vendors up there.
I think that would be bad for me to go to.
Let's see. They have a scheduled link. Let's see.
It's from October 8th to the 10th.
Yep. So I'm going to share this screen just so you guys can see it. Upcoming events. So we got a vendor room, obviously, and then Jeremy Bash is going to talk about catfish of the Rio Caqueta. Jacqueline Heidemann Bennett Lever on Ancestris Ranunculus and L255. Some shopping time, hospitality suite, Wisconsin beer and cheese. That's reason enough to go.
Heck yeah.
Eric Thomas is going to talk about the care and production of Decaceria picta. Jeremy Bash is talking about woodcats. I saw Jeremy Bash actually. I can't remember if it was Sacramento or GCCA, but they hosted a web lecture with Jeremy Bash talking about woodcats, and that was pretty awesome to see. More talk about lower carids. Eric Thomas on bumblebee cats. Some more auction stuff. A cookout. So yeah, pretty good deal. Good time. I haven't been yet, unfortunately, but it's in a little bit different area than most. Like, it's not like your Dallas, your Chicago. I'm not far from Chicago though. But super good event. Fun to go to. Definitely check that one out. Great fish stores. Madison's a fun town too. One of those college towns, but fun little place. Angus asks, how cold can guppies get? Or how cold has anyone ever kept them? So mine are currently in the mid-60s in my basement. The room's not closed in, so it's not heated yet. So they're mid-60s, doing just fine. I wouldn't say they're spawning particularly fast, but definitely mid-60s are okay. Dragon Lair said he had some down to 48 degrees in a box in the yard. That's pretty chilly. 48's impressive. Myrtle said he had some down to 42.
Yeah, Terry, that's close for you, bud. You're freaking up out by Chicago. Why wouldn't you go?
Right.
42. Maybe I can keep some outside year round here.
Yeah. So Alshan knows what's up. Catfish Convention is on the East Coast. I don't remember where that one's held. That's another one that's on the map that I'd like to get to someday. It's over by Anthony, I think. So 2022 by the Potomac Valley Aquarium Society. Catfish Con. Where's the Potomac Valley? I don't know. I'm sharing the wrong screen here. I'm sorry. Stop. Cancel. Anybody familiar with the Potomac Aquarium Society?
Nope.
CatCon 2020 got canceled. Yep, we know that much.
I wish
Cool
I
deal,
could
Myrtle.
host some of these events in Las Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
That would be dangerous.
Yeah.
Terry, just pretend you're in the Matrix. You'll make it through just fine.
You'll be all right. I might go. Wisconsin's close. Yeah, definitely check out. Like I said, Catfish Cataclysm is an every other year event, so take advantage of it being this year. Cataclysms, odd years. CatCons, even years.
So, do both of them? Do they have them all over the country, or
nope,
they
those
have
are. So Catfish Cataclysm is always hosted in Madison.
oh,
I think
okay,
CatCon is hosted by different clubs, I think.
okay.
I believe. I'm not positive.
Would your wife let you, Jesse?
Damn.
And an illegal car, Daniel. Bottom left, do I need to run an airstone and a guppy tank with plants, or can I run it no pump, no air, no ferts? I would recommend running some sort of air pump for surface agitation at least. I'm not going to say you can't get away with it, but I would do so. It's just to set yourself up for success. Don't try to just squeeze by. My 2 cents.
Give them all.
Dragon said Maryland. That might be right. HC Aqua, Vegas Fish Meet. Hey, Jesse said he'd come out to the mainland for a fish meet if it was in Vegas. That'd be a good time. Maybe we should organize one.
We can make that happen.
Well, Anthony asked him a good question. He has to get a
And
kitchen.
then he replied,
That's a good point, Anthony. I like the cold kitchen pass thing. That's funny. When I first heard that, I was in the military and I lost it.
because Jesse, if we were to make that happen and your wife said no, we would totally just come knock you out and drag you over. But you're responsible for getting back.
Yeah.
So Alshan said that Potomac they host it in Maryland every year, which is where Myrtle's from. So that's Myrtle's local club.
Yeah, that's a damn expensive recall mission to go get somebody to Hawaii.
Patty's cracking jokes here.
When did she get here?
She was making a couple comments when we first got started, and then I think she wandered off and did her own thing for a little bit.
I don't know. I like Patty. She said she likes my beard.
Patty likes your beard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't exactly have a whole lot of competition in this room right now.
All right, man. I'm going to bounce. My leg's itching. I need to figure out something.
All right, Anthony. We'll see you, man.
Thanks for having me up.
Yep.
Later, Skipper. Later,
Later, buddy.
Yeah, I saw that, Patrick. I skimmed over it a little bit. I think I commented on it. But Maryland it is for CatCon. So that's not too far from you, Skipper.
No. Get me some dates.
That'd be I don't
That's next year anyway, so what the heck?
Yeah, it's next year, so they won't post anything for a little while here. So you don't have to worry about it right now. Just don't forget about it next year.
Y'all forget. You know I'm just like Patty. My attention span ain't so great.
The mustache might make a comeback eventually. We'll see. It's not gone forever. Don't worry.
Do a goatee, please.
A
I really
goatee.
would like to go to AGA.
The Air Force frowns upon goatees.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where is the next AGA one?
Unless it's usually out west or northwest somewhere.
Northwest. Yeah, I know the last one was up in Washington. I don't know where the next one's at.
Squirrels are good eating.
Danny likes squirrels. Convention. Yeah, they don't even have it posted on their website yet, so they may not have a venue locked in
I think it's like every off year or something.
for AGA.
Yeah, it's not every year, every off year or something.
Yeah. Well, the last one was in 2019. That was the Washington one.
Yeah, so there should be one this year.
You would think. GSAS hosted it in May of 19. It says see you in 2021, but they don't have anything posted on their website. So maybe this year is a bust.
Kenny might know.
Yeah, that'd be a good person to ask. I don't know. Sometimes he pops in on Tuesday nights.
Who?
Hey, isn't Kenny president of a club out there now?
Yes,
Of
he is.
the Portland club. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should ask him if he's gonna have anything fancy.
Kenny?
Yeah.
He ain't.
Jesse asked if the squirrels had any meat on them. I've never eaten squirrel myself.
Oh man, you're missing out.
I feel like I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'll take your word for it.
Don't come visit me, man. I'll teach you some good food.
Well, I
And
mean,
the sticks.
you can teach me all you want. I'm down.
And say you're going to eat it. If that food hits the plate in front of you on the table, you are going to eat it.
I mean, I think I can put anything on the smoker and make it taste good.
Oh, squirrel pot pie is awesome.
Squirrels are cute.
They're the devil. Them damn things, man, out here, you swear to God, they got suicide on their mind as much as they jump out in front of you. Just 2 minute joint squirrel. Angus, you got a twisted mind. It's called, how do you catch them? It's called a shotgun or a 22.
Say I got a 22 and some subsonic rounds, and your neighbors won't even know about it.
Oh, they don't care around here.
Oh, I'm sure. Same here, but Patty's talking crap.
Listen here, you little shit. I was talking nice about you. You're out the door now. You're done. Goodbye.
You're on his list.
You're on my list.
Terry, I started tying flies this past winter, but I haven't used squirrel for anything.
He ain't lying. And deer, the white deer fur they use for jigs also.
Yep. And so I'll use that for like Clouser minnows or some other stuff. Lots of deer. Fried. Never tried fried squirrel.
Oh, hey, I have a pet rat now.
That'll taste good in the crock pot.
My snake didn't eat it.
Get a bigger snake.
It's shedding.
Does that mean it's getting bigger?
Yes.
So, okay. I got a question about that.
About the snake?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do they go into a sort of like a hibernation state to where they won't eat?
Well, the problem is when the snake's trying to shed, it's trying to get the shed off all in one piece. But if it has a full belly, it can't really shed right where the belly is at. So they usually don't eat while they shed.
Oh. Well, then when it wakes up from its shedding, just feed it to it.
Well, it doesn't go to sleep. It just needs to shed its skin.
I know, but it sounded better that way.
Normally, I look at the snake a day before I feed her, and I didn't this time, so I didn't know that she was going to go into shed, and I went to go buy a rat. And normally, I just drop the rat in, walk away, and that's it.
That rat's never going back in there.
But she's not eating it, so I took the rat out, put it in a box, put paper towels in there, gave it food, gave it water, petted it, which was a huge mistake.
That was dumb.
You messed up.
And
Funny,
now I
'cause
got a rat.
my friend's wife, my wife's friend, sorry, I said that totally ass backwards, said that, hey, we need to go over there. They got a rat for her daughter's snake and she won't feed it. I said, what? I took that rat I dropped in, I could watch her. Like, what's wrong with you? I said, it's called National Geographic going on in your living room right now, and it's live.
I don't want to keep it, so it has no name.
Oh, it's going to go in the tank out. If it doesn't, it's going to end up in your house somewhere chewing electrical wires.
I got a dog and a cat.
Patty,
Yeah, it's going to end up in your house somewhere chewing electrical wires.
Patty asked where Bob is. I haven't seen Bob. Bob doesn't pop into our stream on Tuesday nights very often. Casual Aquatics, what's up? What's shaking, man? Thanks for stopping by. We're being a little more casual right now. We've been going on. We'll probably give another 10 minutes here, and then I'll probably call it.
I got for the rat, I got an emergency plan. He doesn't know it yet, but next time Anthony's going to be here, he's going to feed the rat to my snake.
You know the messed up thing is? I thought you were going to say that. No, I did. Because of the story I just said. It just reminded me of what you were doing. You put it in a box, you petted the damn thing, and you're feeding it. Well, you got to feed it to keep it alive for food for the snake anyway. I was like, she's not going to do it. I was going to ask, when's Anthony coming up to your house today?
He has no attachment to it. He didn't pet it and stuff, so maybe.
Jesse said you should name your rat Brain. I mean,
Pinky's
a good option too.
Just put on the box food. If you keep seeing food, you know that it's going somewhere and it's going to get ate. Whether it be on your rotisserie or in the snake's belly, it is what it is.
I'm just keeping it alive.
Yeah, it does actually, because I'm going to tell you something. I was cooped up in a room for 16 hours passing keys out, and yeah, I'm on a roll.
No thanks.
I got to let loose.
There's only one right answer to this question.
We're going to take over the world. I can't do his voice.
Tom knows what's up. I wonder if I bet there's like a YouTube clip of that.
Oh, it's crazy. I know what it stems from, too. It's called, was it the Animaniacs?
Yeah.
Warner Brothers Animaniacs.
Oh, yeah. Good old time.
Can't find cartoons like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Snarf. That's Pinky.
I actually found you can watch Pinky and the Brain on, I think Paramount has it. Paramount has like a bunch of Nickelodeon stuff. So you can actually watch Pinky and the Brain over there.
Acme Labs, that's what it was. Speaking of the devil, what's up, Kenny?
Kenny's here. We were just talking about you, Kenny.
We had a question for you, but forgot.
Kenny, when is the next big swap or convention out there? You guys doing like AGA or anything out there anytime soon, or?
No, for his club.
Right.
His club.
Yeah. Is he doing is his club hosting anything, or what you got going on, Kenny? We could probably make this easier, and maybe I can do some swiddling here. inquiring minds. Maybe we can sweet talk him. We'll try.
Maybe I'll just start my own.
Start your own club in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Greater Portland Aquarium Society.
It's a lot of work, skippers. You need some people you can trust.
I'll just do it myself.
Just the Skippers Aquarium Club.
Yeah, if you want to join, that's cool. You're just going to pay me and we'll figure something out.
Greater Portland Aquarium Society.
That's his Greater Skipper Aquarium Society. Even to me, that's scary.
Let them sort it out, Jesse.
Just let them fight. Let it happen.
Oh yeah. Listen, the worst thing to do is to break it up, because when Dad used to break me and my brother up, I'd go at him harder after that, and I'd wait till he left. My body slammed my brother once. I thought it killed him. No, I wouldn't do that to him, Lorraine. I got enough family.
Any new lurkers? Hit up Danikin. Mr. 2000. Did Danikin hit 2000? Holy smoke, she's big time. 188.
Ooh, Patty's keeping track.
Man, she's a creeper. I was being nice to her, but I'm done now.
Patty always talks crap to me. I invite her in here and I try to be nice to her, and she comes in here throwing bows. Sean says to throw in one weapon.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. Only the strong will survive.
Skipper and Gilligan's.
No, he lives too far away.
I don't know. I didn't see. I saw Kenny saying hi to folks, but Kenny, are you guys doing like a swap meet or anything anytime soon for G-Pass stuff? Or do you guys have any cool events going on out there this year?
You're right, Deborah. But guess what? I was the oldest. They never got bigger than me.
My brother's 7 years younger than I am, but he's got a few inches and probably about 40, 50 pounds on me right now.
I started working on the farm. Yeah, you can do that, Kenny. I'll answer for him. You can do that.
What you got going on? You're running the show now?
Listen, we're going to get some information out of this fella. Listen, Linda.
Just running the show. I'm gonna go. I need some snacks.
Their website doesn't say that they got any events coming up.
You're right, Patty.
I don't know what kind of regulations they have going on out in Oregon right now.
Why does every state got to be different? It drives me nuts. I'm about to go on a rant again. I'm going to leave it alone.
Oh, I mean, I can get you fired up if you're just looking to get fired up. I mean, I can give you 2 letters to get you fired up. You won't be happy about it, but you'll be fired up. 2 letters, that's all it takes.
2 letters.
Oh yeah. VA.
No, I'm good. I ain't that drunk. I ain't even drunk at all, so we're good. But they are still some sons of bitches.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna hang out for a little while. Kenny said he'd come talk to us about the Greater Portland Aquarium Society. So we get a little bit. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We got 26 people. We got a good crowd. This is the strongest crowd we've had in probably a couple months. We usually hang out between the 15 and 20 range. We've had 25 people going for 2 hours now. So I appreciate you stopping by. We've had some new faces tonight. So much appreciated. I know sometimes Tuesdays, as more people start streaming, Tuesdays get a little bit busier and busier. So it's nice to see everybody. I don't think it looks like
I'll send it.
Bentley's not still going, is he? No, he's been done for a while. My notifications are all over the place. What about
Dr. Black?
I don't know if he's still going or not. Usually he'll stop in.
I sent it to you, Kenny, on Facebook.
Like he's still trucking along over there.
What's up, Ian?
Ian?
GRB's over there. Ian, what's up, man? Out working late tonight. Hope you're doing all right. Working. The president demands a link. I already sent the president a link.
I sent him one too, so if he can't find it, then that's a pretty good finger painting. I like it.
That's as far as I got.
What size is that? Is that like 6x9?
Where is it? 6x8.
6x8. It's pretty close. Now, what do you use? Like a certain like weight paper for stuff like that, or?
Yeah, it's almost like cardstock. It's mixed media paper. 184 pounds.
That's pretty.
There she goes, thinking again.
See,
Not you, Priscilla. You're good.
Stop thinking, Patty. If you think too much, you might hurt yourself.
300 grams a square meter.
And I hate to disappoint you. I know you were excited that I was going to end it, but Kenny's going to come talk to us about his club for a second and their swap meets. So I
Is he
figured.
backstage yet?
No. He's he's getting up there a little bit in age, so it just takes him a little bit longer to get things done.
Yeah, so I'm gonna drop down because I gotta do some stuff and then go to
Oh, typical Priscilla.
Patty's brain cell turns into a pumpkin. It's not even.
You know
Oh
what?
well.
Her one brain cell.
It's
I love when she pecks on herself.
only 11 years, so.
I gotta get up at 6:30.
And it's only what over there?
It's 10.
10.
Listen, I don't want to hear it. That's still early.
I gotta work at
Look, you got 2
7.
more waiting there, so I'm gonna drop down.
You know how to push the button.
Bye, everybody.
So yeah, what's up, Kenny?
Bye, Priscilla.
And she didn't even say hi to you. That's some messed up crap.
She was out like the wind, man.
Right? That ain't right at all.
You gotta.
So as far as West Coast, bro, there ain't much going on out this way. With my club, we meet once a month. We are in the process, though, myself and one of my club members, and we're going to try to get a swap put together.
Okay.
That's our goal before the end of the year here. So basically, where we'll combine the Seattle club, our club, and there's another one in Eugene, try to converge all 3 or 4 clubs together and have one massive swap would be nice.
Awesome. Now,
So-
That'd be cool.
how many members do you have just in your club? Like, are you guys pretty good size?
Yeah, we're over 1,000 members.
Oh,
Oh.
holy smokes!
Well, it's an old club. It's been around a very long time. So
we have like 40.
Sorry, that just blew my mind. I thought this was a club that just started.
no. This club's
Oh.
been around for a long time.
That's cool, though. I like it. It's good.
That's gigantic.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's nuts.
so how many people do you guys usually have? Like, if you held a meeting in person, like how many people would show
Well, we
up?
just held the first one in over a year, and there was close to 30 people there.
Okay, so that's pretty good then.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
not
we have
bad.
a lot. We have a lot of members, but they don't all show up. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
That may be a good thing.
yeah, if they all showed up, we wouldn't be able to. There's no way we would have to rent a hotel room.
Yeah, that'd be
That or
insane.
some field somewhere in a big old circus tent.
Well, even like even
Wow.
like our swap meets and like our annual events that I've been involved with. I mean, here.
Danny's correcting me. She's in charge of members. She says we're at like 700 and something now.
Well, It doesn't matter. It's close to 1,000. You round up after 500. Okay.
Well, you lose some years, gain some. So.
Well, yeah, that's always going to happen. If somebody ain't got the money, they can't pay it.
Yeah, Ian, they were huge before the crud hit. So.
Now, is Ian in your club too?
Yep, he sure is. Ian's one of us West Coast boys. He's in the same town as me.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Ian has jumped in the truck with me and went to Redfish, Bluefish a couple of times, and
Oh yeah, awesome.
we get to hang out. And he works at one of my favorite fish stores here in Portland, All Things Aquarium. That's where I kept messing up your name when I first met you. That's the place I was thinking of.
Okay.
Ian now works for him, so.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, he is, Jesse.
Did you appoint Ian to some club officer position to make him help you out?
Not yet. I don't have that authority per se. We vote all the positions in.
Mhm.
So president all the way down to the, secretaries all voted in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's appointed. So.
They are suggested. They're just not appointed.
Correct.
And usually, so before all this mess happened, did you guys do like an annual swap meet, or you guys do like an auction or anything?
The major event that we do an auction every meeting, but the major event we would do for our club every year is we'd have an annual plant sale. So I'd go to a couple of wholesale people and see what kind of deal we could strike, because we're a club. And 9 out of 10 times, because you are a fish club, they do give you a reduced price on plants.
Yeah.
Like $300 for the club, just gets massive amounts of plants.
Right.
And then all the proceeds help our club maintain. This year we're going to spend more than usual because we could use, we need to spend some money.
Yep. So I can see that. Patty asked how the meetings were before, like all this lockdown stuff. I mean, is 30 like pretty good, or is
We would average 50s, 50 to
50s,
60,
okay.
sometimes 60. Just depends on who the speaker, like if it was a big name speaker coming in, we'd be loaded. But one thing I got away from, because, we obviously weren't meeting, is I would always make a point to, really push, do something on my channel, then copy and paste and send it to every group that's near us, along with, different like Portland Fish Keepers and a couple other Facebook groups to try to get the word out, and that would help generate some action as well. Activity breeds activity, they say. So
Yeah. So now you guys have you said you had 1,000 members. You have like do you have different membership levels where like your dues are like
nope, everybody pays the same.
Okay.
The one thing that we do have is the BAP program, Breeder Award Program. And I think we've got one gentleman that's real close to Grandmaster as well. To be a Grandmaster, you have to have 100 or more BAPs. It means 100 different species of fish you've actually bred. We already have 3 of them in our club. This guy's going to be number 4. So to give you the idea, we have some amazing people in our club. They breed some wild, cool stuff. That's how I ended up with the Altum Angels, is from somebody from the club. And his name's John. That's all I promise him I'll ever say, because he doesn't want his last name out there. And then that same guy's actually the one that bred the Zebra Cara. So, we get cool Epistos. These guys are phenomenal. We get all kinds of cool stuff through our BAP program that, you normally won't even see even on the local LFS, let alone a chain store. It's just these cool exotic fish. If you're looking for cool stuff, it's easy to spend, $2 bills while you're at that auction. Easy.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's what's nice about a club is that whenever they have their auctions, normally the people that are doing it are so involved into the hobby that they want to get into breeding stuff that nobody else can, or try to, at least. You know what I mean? Something that's unique to the hobby.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Hey, Jesse, I don't know if I gave you our number, but if you contact us through Danik, and I'll get that to you. You're welcome to talk to Danny. She's in charge of the BAP program, so I'm sure she can tell you how to get it set up for your club.
That sounds like a lot of work. I don't
It's not.
envy her.
It's really not. It's not as
Really?
bad. Danny makes it work because Danny is a perfectionist. She works for Intel, so she didn't like the way that they had it, so she changed everything. So she hits a button and it spits out, okay, dude, you need 37 more to be at your next level. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But that's my wife. I mean, she's that way.
She made a spreadsheet on Excel.
Pretty much. I mean,
Yep.
that's how the one dude, he didn't even know he was 1 or 2 away from becoming a grandmaster. So
Yeah.
now it's in our site.
Okay.
So everybody, it's got an extra pair of this or that. We're all calling them. Did you breed this yet? Did you breed this yet? You know, so we
Okay.
want to see them get it. I mean, Grant, that's quite the accomplishment. 100 different
Oh, yeah.
species to breed. I mean,
You're putting the work in. Like, that's a lot of work.
And I'd imagine. So I haven't been involved in a BAP program. I've done some HAP programs.
we have those two happen. Then we also
Yep.
have an invertebrate program as well. So shrimp,
Okay.
crayfish, snails.
And I'd imagine you guys have, so to get, your different level, your BAP levels all the way up to Grandmaster. So like your live bears are probably maybe like for hypothetical reasons, like a live bear is like 5 points, your mouth butter is like 10 points, or is it all the same?
One point for whatever it's all 1
really?
point. So that person truly bred 100 species.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have, live bears are 2 points, cichlids are
Okay,
5
yeah.
points. The only exception we have to our rules, let's say you have to have 5 viable fry. They have to be at least 60 days old. And the only exception we make to that rule, like if you're breeding stingray, it only have 1 or 2 pups at a time. So we'll allow 1 for those type of fish
Okay.
to count as a BAP.
Yep.
But yeah, it's at our club, you don't know what's going to show up on that table. I mean,
Right.
it blows my mind. I'll go there and say, I'm not buying anything this time. And I'll walk out with 10 bags of fish. I mean, it's that bad.
That never works, Kenny. Never.
Well, I always say it every week, and it never seems to work.
So Myrtle,
I like
and
how-
Jesse are talking about BAP, and this is kind of the question that I asked, but each species is the same point value. Some clubs may be different. I don't like HAP, like the last club that I participated in HAP. Plants were based on, levels of difficulty. So you might get 5 points for a harder plant or 1 point for an easier plant. Whereas like your guppy, now you're like your guys' guppies stuff for BAP purposes. Is it guppies in general and not different varieties, right?
Correct. You're only allowed 1 guppy, and I think they might even sub it out to an Endler guppy. So
Okay.
1 Endler, 1 guppy.
Yeah.
I like,
So you BAP pandas, you're done. You've BAP'd all you're gonna BAP.
Okay.
see, I like it. I like it how you have that set up, because I think that is how I want to put this. I like how you're doing a true 100 as into like points.
Right. It's not a point system. It's a true
Yeah.
100.
Mhm.
I like that because it's showing that somebody that is truly into breeding fish that likes the challenge. I would rather have that as opposed to a point system, because I'm trying to do 100 species, and then this person over here is just collecting points, doing maybe 50 species or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And now, so as far as that goes, with relation to like swaps or events, those BAPs are submitted every month, and you do they're in the auction at the end of the monthly meeting. Is that right?
Every month. Now that we're back to live, I mean, we were doing the online meetings and doing an auction BAP and HOP only, but now that we met live, now that opens up the donation table, and it opens up the 75-25 table.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I think we had 50, 60 bags of fish at the last auction. So,
Okay.
I mean, there was quite a bit of stuff there. And then I think we sold 10 tanks and, a bunch of miscellaneous boxes full of stuff. And
Okay.
I mean, I when I'm auctioneer, I don't have patience. I'm not going to sit and dig through everything in that box and sell it
Yep.
individually. It's like,
All right.
Yeah.
I flipped the box one time. Oh, it looks like lots of cool stuff. I flip it back up, $10, whatever the
Right.
opening bid is, and they get
Yeah.
the whole box,
And now to get points for that BAP submission, do they have to auction that off?
In order, yes, all
Okay.
proceeds go to the club on
Yep.
the BAP and
On the
HOP.
Okay. So
But
it
again,
sounds like
our club generally, we do a lot of things to help the club. So I mean, we under normal terms, we normally spend as much as we're making to better the
Oh, yeah.
club, whether it be going out and doing this or doing that or getting some promotions here, a little extra advertising, whatever, to try to grow the club.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now the biggest problem in America with clubs is, unfortunately, we're not getting youth into the clubs, meaning that it's a lot of people my age or higher, and there's not a lot of people in that, 30, 20, 19 years of age bracket.
Like
And that's
you have to figure out a way to draw them in.
correct. And this year we have seen, like Ian, for instance, just recently joined our club. He's a youngster, and that's the kind of people I'm trying to target, because if we all die, what's left of the club? I mean, you got to have some young people in the club too, in order for it to sustain itself. So
you got to find your next generation.
Right. And that's where a lot of clubs, I think, are centering their attention is, how do we get more of the youth into the club, because you got to figure it's a non-drinking event. There's not, well, at our club they do, because it's in a bar still, but I mean, most of them aren't. So to get the youngsters to want to come to something where there's, no partying or whatever, I mean, but
boy, they'll spend their money too.
Oh yeah.
So now, tonight we were kind of talking about, like the swap meet type events, or like your auctions. I know you guys have a well-developed, a very mature club out there, and obviously you're the president, and I know you're busy with your streams and stuff. With talking about like doing a dedicated stream and talking about like clubs and maybe how to form a club, or like how clubs are run, so people that aren't in a club can get the idea. Is that something that you'd be interested in talking about sometime when you have time?
I would do that for you. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be fun. I know we're kind of winding down towards the end of this evening. We had a couple questions about if you guys were hosting any stuff out on the West Coast though, so that came up and we ended up.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It sucks, man. We don't have any major events this year, so
it's quiet because we brought up like Cataclysm out in Wisconsin this year, and then CatCon in Maryland.
Yeah, I'd like to hit that event. That would be awesome.
So yeah, I'll be. I plan to be at Cataclysm this year. So if we bumped into each other, definitely buy some beverages and we'll hang out.
That one's in June. Was it June or August, that one?
So that one is in October, actually.
October, okay.
So there's still some time, and I haven't personally been to a Cataclysm yet. A bunch of my close friends have been there, and they said it's an awesome time. Like, people just go. There's literally door-to-door sales in the hotel where people just put signs on their door because they got so many fish there. But you knock on the door and you hand them some money and you walk out with some fish. So
right.
I mean, I don't know for sure if drug deals happen or not, but if you weren't any wiser, you'd probably think there was some weird stuff going on.
So, well, I want to thank you for having me up, bro. And like I said, I'd be more than glad to do that sometime. You just let me know when and where.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, Kenny. I'll keep in touch. You have a good night, man.
Yep. Peace out, guys.
Bye, Kenny.
See you later, Skip.
All right, Tom. I think on that note, that's probably a fairly good time to call it an evening. If you want to fire up or something after, you're more than welcome to. I may participate for a short time if you decide to do so. Otherwise, I'll call it a night. I got to do actual work tomorrow. So I'll probably won't last very long the rest of the evening here.
I could probably do it for a little bit.
Yeah, if you want to, we can send some people over there. So for those 20 or so, 25 looks like, that are left here, head over and it sounds like Tom over at Skipper's Aquariums might fire up here and check that out, and we'll keep chatting.
I'll do it.
All right, Tom's doing it. We'll give him a minute to get one going, and then we'll go over and then we can chat and nonsense over there. For those of you that stopped by tonight, thanks, Myrtle, Sandy, Casual, Dragon, Patrick, Xanadudu, Ian, thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed talking about swap meets and stuff. It's something that's it's fun, and it's nice to see things happening again. So looking forward to it. Hopefully meet some of you guys at some meets and events this year. And like, if you caught our conversation up here with Kenny, talk about the clubs. One of these nights we'll get into some club discussion and a little more about the ins and outs of how clubs work, so you guys get a better idea of what goes on behind the scenes, especially in a club that big like Kenny's taking care of. That's a lot of work, and I think it's something, especially get into like the HAP and BAP and the events that they're talking about doing, that you may not appreciate as much without knowing about it. Or maybe it's something that you want to do and you want to start a club, and you want to help your club step it up and help organize some events. And I think Kenny has a lot of knowledge that he can fill us in on. So that'll be a good chat. Definitely something interesting to talk about, and definitely a lot of opportunity to learn. So let's head over there to Tom, and we will see you guys again. Thanks a ton. Have a great night. We'll see you.